Good evening, doctor. Man, you look like you're smiling big today. What's on your mind?
Well, we had a good conversation about finding clarity. And Dave, when you're working with clients and they don't have clarity, where do you start?
Well, I like to start with getting some clarity, because when they're not clear, it's where the reason they're stuck, I find, is lack of clarity stops you from attracting what it is you really want. And so, and I also find that there is a level of clarity that we all have. Okay, we just may not be super clear on it, because we are all attracting something, and I think it is based on our clarity of vision that we manifest what we want. So there may just be the more specific clarity. So I like to find out where are you now, and then what's the vision of where you would love to be, and let's get clear on that. And now you have kind of foundation, and then you have the vision, and then it's just connecting those dots. It's a lot easier. But if you're not clear on the vision, then how do you know what to do, or what to step, and where to go, and how to decide certain things that has a direction to it? Otherwise, you're just choosing something random, and you're going to get a random something, which is fine, because you'll learn something, but if you want to have more specific and laser beam focus on a vision, then that makes it easier to step into that, I find. So there you go. Did I answer that question?
I love it. So what I'm hearing is, if you lack the super clarity of what you're creating, get clear on what it is you are actually clear about, and then building and expanding on that. And where do you want to go? What just comes up in my mind is ordering food at a restaurant. Can you imagine how confusing it'd be for the chef if they're about to cook you, a meal, and you're not really clear making your order of what you'd like to eat? I'd like a, burger that's, medium rare, with, maybe I don't want a burger. Maybe I want something else. Like, you can see how that would get kind of confusing.
Yeah. It's like, what do you want on it? Well, I don't know, just whatever. It's like, so if you're not clear about what you want on your burger, then you're going to just get whatever someone gives you, right? And I want to be more in control of what I attract. And so that comes through having clarity about what I want, which then comes from the clarity about who I am. Because if you're not clear about who you are, it's hard to get clear about what you want. So to me, it comes back to getting clear about who you are, values, your priorities, your drives, those things. That's kind of a foundation to have more clarity from, because it builds off that, right?
I love that. That's so huge. And you brought up a really good point with the values, and that if you don't know who you are, it's more likely you're going to think you're something that you're not. And this is where the comparison comes in. It's like when you're like, oh, I wish I had that instead of what I have. And you start looking at someone else's, maybe bigger house or bigger bank account or more fitness, and then comparing your own life to someone else's, when really that may not actually be a high priority of yours. And what you do actually want is represented of your values. So I think it's like what you said, so clear. It's crystal clear. Know your values to get the clarity, and then what do you know? What are you certain of? And then building off that to create a bigger vision of what you'd love to create.
Perfectly said. Beautiful. I love it. Yeah, exactly. Because if and the universe is really amazing, because I find, we work with clients and they're having chaos or confusion in their relationships, their career, finances, or health. Those are some great feedbacks, because you're going to attract chaos in those areas to help you get more clear. So it's great to embrace those feedbacks as the feeling of stuckness that people may have out there listening. It's maybe because they're not clear about who they are and what they want. Because when you're clear about who you are, what you want, then you know how to create the relationships that align to you, and the health that aligns, and the career and finances that aligns to you off the bat, right? Because a lot of times we show up in life, you wake up when you're 30, figure out who you are, and you're in a relationship, and you have a job, and you have a certain health status. And it's like, wow, does this actually fit who I am now? And sometimes that's the chaos we attract, is change, and it's time to change and transition to someone else.
Yes, I love that.